Cool, it's recording. I'm gonna share my screen and I can share my slides. 1 second, guys. Okay, that's cool. Share screen. Cool. Okay, you guys can see my screen? Awesome. So I'm going to start today by I'm just going to quickly start and run you through the agenda of what we're going to be discussing today. So welcome to Sigma School, everybody. Very happy to see all of your beautiful faces today. And my goal for today is really to share with you guys the journey behind why we started Sigma School. A lot of people ask us why we're doing this. I could be doing literally so many other things in the world. Why am I doing Sigma School, right? And also to learn how Sigma School works, how are we redefining the way education works, pointing out the obvious problems in the industry today, and telling you guys how we implement our own twist to it to be able to conduct a better way to education. And after this, we're going to do an ice-breaking session for you guys to just get to know each other in this batch, and also to share with you on some next steps, what's going to happen after this call. And also, finally, we're going to wrap it up with an AMA, which is a session we can ask me anything, and we're going to keep it open and casual like that. Okay? So yeah, before I begin, just want to say again, thank you so much, all of you, for joining in on a very sweet Wednesday night. Okay, I know that taking the plunge to learn programming must have been a pretty big decision for a lot of you, right? And for you guys to in fact want to even pay for something like this just shows how serious you guys are. So thank you for joining in. I want to start by asking just to see a show of hands. How many of you here are here because you're looking to get employed? Maybe get a job or start freelancing. Basically, get paid, get yeah. Would be awesome. You guys raise your hands or just do what Oliver just did. Awesome. Okay, I see a lot of hands. Very nice. How many of you here are more on the side where they say, no, you're not really here for a job per se, but you're really more here for to just learn, to complement your current skill sets. You don't want to go fully in development. You just want to learn and understand what is this coding thing all about. Okay, quite a few or so. Okay, finally, how many who here is not here for a job but really want to do a business? Anyone? Okay, I see a lot of repeated hands. So I'm guessing these are all the same reasons. Okay, cool. No worries, because I'm just asking this because different people have different goals, and it's completely fine. And it's my job and it's our job in the Sigma School team to identify your goals and be able to craft the path according to your goals. Because different goals means different path, means different different directions and different use cases as well. So yeah, okay, let's move on. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna quickly run through some of my slides. So hope I don't bore you guys. So how it works is I'm gonna take maybe 10 minutes sharing in terms of a little bit about Sigma School to give you guys some form of background, to give us some kind of context in terms of what we're doing and why we're doing this and how are we different, how can we benefit you. Before then, I will introduce myself after that. And after I introduce myself, I'm then going to also 1 second, this is something someone. And after I introduce myself, then I'm going to open it up to a very short kind of introduction by you guys, so you guys get to know each other and get to know your friends, because a big part of Sigma School is for you guys to know your friends. So let me go continue my slide. So why is this different? Why is Sigma School different? I would say, I can say a lot of reasons why we're different from the way boot camps are today. But I think one of the biggest thing is that we are general practitioners in the industry. So the way I see, I'm not trying to point fingers or anything, but a lot of universities today, they have lecturers. They're awesome lecturers, okay? But it's just these lecturers are not people who are working in the industry. What they do is a lot of them, they probably studied a lot of years in their life, and which means that they're good in what they do, but their skill sets are more towards research, not so much towards education, not so much towards building production systems in the real world. So for me, myself, I am a self-taught developer. Me and my co-founder, Ming, we are both self-taught developers, and we work on so many systems in the past, and we've got paid for this as well. So that's why some people ask, then if we're getting paid, why are we still doing education, which I will talk about later on. But it fundamentally boils back down to a big problem in the society today, where we are struggling ourselves and we are forced to do this school to save ourselves and to save, maybe the future of Malaysia, right? So yeah, to sum up this slide, why we're different is because we know what it's like to build real world projects, and we are doing this. We're not just teaching theory, right? Yeah, there we go. We're not just teaching theory, right? Theory is good, it's important, right? But I believe if 10 years of actually coding, 10 years, 10 hours of actually coding and 10 hours of actually building real world systems will beat 100 hours in lecture hall listening or 100 hours watching videos, So we focus on practical skills that you will use in industry. We work on actual products. Work on quite a few software. Currently, myself, I just landed quite a few projects where I am working with corporates or VCs to build out softwares. So and also we are working with a lot of real companies, talking to real partners, CTOs, to be able to onboard new staffs. That's why we know that there's a huge demand for this, and that's what gives us the confidence to be able to want to match you guys to these jobs. So this is just a list of some companies. We have a lot more and more to come. So most of our companies now are in Malaysia and Singapore, but we will have more coming very, very soon, right? And this is something that we will be looking closely very, very soon. So let me just quickly continue first. Okay, just want to touch a little bit about why we're doing this and what's the problem that we're trying to solve, right? So the problem with the industry today is more than 50% of university graduates couldn't get a job in their first year after graduation, which is very alarming considering how most university, degrees take 3, 4, 5 years, and 100K ringgit, or in Singapore it's I think 80K Sing dollars, which is a lot of money, right? With absolutely no guarantees of a job, with no support after you graduate, with 3 years of downtime where you're not working, you're just studying, right? So I would say university is more of a lifestyle decision. You go in there to make new friends, you go in there to enjoy life, but you don't go in there to get a job. Right? So, but we are conditioned to believe that way, and I think that's a problem, and I want to solve that. A little bit more on this later on, right? So the current education system is inefficient, expensive. This is just, I just explained that. So 2 in 3 tech leaders, this is one thing that I can see a lot of people don't know about. A lot of tech people today, I interview more than 100 people, probably more than 200 now, tech people in the past few years of my career, and I can see that a lot of people actually don't know their worth. They don't know, they think, oh, is there really a demand for developers? Maybe some of you are wondering as well, is there really demand for developers? When I am skilled enough, can I really get a job just by learning, through some course online? The answer is yes. Why so? Because coding fundamentally is not easy. It's a very hard thing. And some of you here, I believe, when you guys introduce yourself, you guys will know that some of you here are a bit more experienced, and you will know that coding is a muscle. It's a program. You need to develop this programming muscle, like how you go to the gym. You don't just get buff in one day. You can't just get buff in one day. It's a consistent effort that you're putting in day after day, day in, day out, to really build that muscle. And it's not an easy skill to have. And currently, with everything going digital, with cloud getting bigger, with AI getting bigger, with more and more traditional, rich people, and by the way, it's a huge market out here, just targeting the rich uncles, the people, 40 and above, 50 and above. They build, old industries like real estate, and they build, old industries like maybe cars, selling used cars or whatever. Anything that's in the old industry, they all have a lot of money, and they are all getting disrupted by tech, and they all want to get into tech. So the industry is only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And right now, with the world getting more and more global, I can tell you I'm struggling with a very big pain point, which is I myself am struggling to hire developers. So I'll share a little bit more about this story, and this story links closely to why I started Sigma School. But I guess you guys can guess by now, it's really to be able to train up good developers for myself, and also that I know that a lot of people are struggling with this. That's why I did this, right? And finally, educators are not held accountable. They don't really care, right? I know university students where they learn outdated. And for any CS graduates here, no offense. I know you guys have spent 4 years in uni learning very hard, but I personally spoke to a lot of CS guys where they don't know. Yeah, cool, they spent 4 years. Okay, it's cool. Cool, they have some fundamental knowledge, but they are lacking real world experience. They can't build any system. I asked them, hey, can you build Airbnb from scratch? I can tell you, yeah, I can build it. As a self-taught developer, learning for 7 months myself in my bedroom, I could build something like Airbnb. But a lot of these uni grads, yes, they can solve programming algorithms, which is awesome, okay, but they lack that final touch to get them production ready. And that's also because they're learning outdated systems, or they're learning a lot of theory. And you will know that if you go to university for the sake of a job, you don't need to learn a lot of those theory. Okay, if you go into university for the sake of research, for the sake of going to PhD, then yes, you will absolutely need that. But if it's to start freelancing or to build your own startup, you do not need this. So just want to get this very clear. All right, just a very, very quick one about our timelines and plans. You don't have to focus too much on this slide. I'll just very quickly brief through it. So my journey started in 2020 when I started the Hacker Collective. Some of you here might know the Hacker Collective. I think Cloud said she was following us since quite a while ago, and that's how she found out about Sigma School. Thank you, Cloud. But Hacker Collective is really my little baby that really gave me the opportunity to take the plunge to go into software. So I have been learning software 3 years ago, when I was just locking myself at home, learning to code every single day, not going out with friends, no money, no income. I stumbled upon my co-founder Ming, who eventually became my mentor and guided me on this journey. And I can tell you the difference it made, knowing a mentor versus just learning myself. But long story short, Hacker Collective was my first plunge into the education business, where computer science, we started off by teaching computer science people to do their projects and to help them score their interviews. That's how we started the Hacker Collective, right? And over time, obviously today, it's a very different model, but long story short, we have refined the model into our whole online peer-to-peer learning system for various reasons, which I'll run through in a bit. So that's in 2020. In 2021, we pivoted a little bit because we've been getting a little too many projects. So in 2021, we kind of paused on our education stuff. We did still have some students, but we didn't go, a lot crazy on it, really because we were very busy with a lot of our software projects, too many projects that we didn't know how to cope with. So I personally had lesser time on the education side, and I realized that what we did was basically we did a lot of projects for little profit and a lot of equity. So currently I'm running quite a few startups, some fundraised, some haven't fundraised, but the point is the model that we were doing in 2021 was we built startups for equity and low profits. Then finally, 2022, which is right now, I started Sigma School with Sigma Labs. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining in. For us to really focus on generating success stories, focus on going deep in education. Because in 2020, 2021, what happened in Hacker Collective was that we had too many things to focus on. No one was focused on education. We were all over the place. So 2022 is the year that I want to really double, triple, quadruple down on education and make this generate success stories, maybe from you guys or from our students, right? Then 2023, my plan is to go out to HR. In fact, I'm actually doing this now already, right? Going out to companies where we tell companies to give us their data. Okay, I know most companies today have a long list of people they rejected, a lot of people. So what we want to do is, we're going to then upskill these people and upskill them, train them up, and sell them back to the companies, and the company pay us matching fee, right? Some of you may think, what the hell, does this even work? I can tell you now, it works absolutely well because, you guys heard of HR companies like Hayes and Adecco and Trio, and there's a lot of that. And what they do fundamentally is matching people, and the department that makes them the most money is tech. It's always tech. And they pay, take a guess, guys, how much do they pay for a developer? Just for matching a developer. And what they do is they just go to LinkedIn and message people to match them to companies. Just take a guess. Just try and comment. What do you think? How much do they pay for a match for a developer? $5 to 10K, cool, 4K, nice. A month's salary, okay. Very close. I can tell you now, it's 25% of that person's annual salary, including bonuses, including EPF and SOCSO and everything, 25% of that, or 20,000, whichever is higher, right? So imagine that. Companies are struggling so much that they are willing to pay crazy amounts for talents. And which just further emphasizes on how big of a market this is. That's why I'm so focused on it. And in 2024, I'm the timelines are a bit scattered, but I'm thinking 2024, 2023, I'm thinking of finding a pool of investors to invest in students directly. So I know a lot of people, refugees or people from B40 communities. These are very smart people, but the traditional education system just cannot include them because it's not designed to include them. It's expensive, it's slow, and how do you expect a B40 guy who cannot even pay the bills, who has to quit studies to work for the family? How do you expect this guy to go for a 4-year degree, right? It's impossible. So in 2024, my plan is to look out for investors to invest in these people, to provide them an opportunity for education. And in return, these guys will pay a portion of their salary back to the investors in the future. So this is something I'm looking into. If anyone of you here is interested or passionate about this direction, let me know. Would love to chat. So yeah, 2024 is just a number. I'm hoping to do it in 2023. But yeah, cool. So move on. Current initiatives, okay, just to very quickly as well on this one, education is a very big one. B2B software projects, I'm still doing the projects on my side. It's still taking up my time, but I don't think I can run away from this just because it's just too attractive for me. And I will need this eventually for the students as well. So I cannot run away from this, but right now I'm putting a lot of effort to try and build systems and build a team in place for both the education and the B2B side in place so that it's a self-fulfilling loop. When the students get trained up, they do software projects, they get experience, then they go straight for their jobs anywhere else in the world, right? So I feel I can't run away from this software project side of things. And I'm sure a lot of you would love to learn and get paid while learning doing software projects as well. So that's the thing that I'm really focused on right now as well. Yeah, okay, I can share more on this later, but yeah. Then next one will be B2B talent upskilling, which is what I told you about, where we go to companies and we upskill these guys. And finally, which is HR job matching, very similar as well. We get paid when we match people to jobs. In fact, in the future, right now, we're still doing it for free. So our goal now is to not monetize from the HR side. Our goal now is to just help our current students get jobs. But in the future, as we get more and more success stories, we are going to monetize this flow where the companies are the ones to pay us a matching fee just to match talents to them. And we have partners in Singapore and Hong Kong and Australia. And that's the plan, right? To get people from Malaysia or get people from, developing countries to match them with a more developed country to be able to leverage on the currency arbitrage, right? And for people in the, more developed countries like Singapore, these guys will also be able to benefit from this because they can join this course obviously at a way cheaper price for them. So okay, before you guys, I open it up to you guys to do a quick self-intro. I can just quickly talk a little bit about myself first, just to break the ice. Okay, so hey guys, so let's keep it casual today's session. My name is Derek, and just a little bit of myself. I graduated a few years ago with a degree in finance. So yep, it's not tech related. I didn't do tech, and in fact, I was that kid who hated tech a lot, right? In high school and secondary school, you always have those IT classes. I'm always that guy who comes out last. I'm always that guy who struggles and asks my friend to give me answers, right? So I actually sucked at technology back in the days. So I was very finance. I was looking at management consulting. I was looking into investment banking, and eventually I got my first job in VC. I worked in UK and also I worked in Malaysia. But yeah, I got my first job, and I didn't like it. Initially I enjoyed it, but I felt like I was lacking some fulfillment because VCs are, people in the finance side. They're always the guy giving the checks. They're never the guy building things. I wanted to be the guy building something. I wanted to be part of a founding team, scrapping things together, just making things work, getting users, getting paid, and building a business out of it. I wanted that. So long story short as well, just to share with you how I got into technology, I quit my job. What really inspired me to quit my job was this event. Some of you might have heard of before, but this is something I tell people all the time. So when I was working in VC, I organized, I did some events where VCs and VCs. Oh, by the way, VCs are investors, basically people who invest in startups. So I used to organize events where VCs network with startup founders, and startup founders can network with each other. So I organized a networking event, and I remember very clearly we have 3 different colors for every participants at the event. So I think we had yellow, we had yellow for VCs. We had probably, I think it was blue for business founders, and we had green for tech people. So what happened was the ratio of tech people to business people, it was crazy. Like for every 1 tech person there was like 7 to 8 business people surrounding him. So a simple understanding of laws of supply and demand in econs will tell you that when put in a situation like this, that the tech guy has all the leverage in the world. And that's what really eventually, I saw everyone pitching the tech guys. The people on the business side was like begging the tech guy to join his team and begging him to take his equity, right? And I think it's a pretty nice feeling to have, and that's what got me, doing this as well. And I can tell you, I've been there, and it's a very nice feeling to have, right? Where people come to you and they want to pay you, they're asking you to take their money, right? And that's a very different dynamic where a lot of people in the world today have to beg for money. So it's about value. Who holds the keys to value wins the game. And it's the same for the world of technology today. Just so happen technology is the king in this game today. I asked myself, another reason why I wanted to build business was I asked myself, what is that one skill set that allows you to fundamentally scale a business, right? You build it and you leave it there and it scales. You build it, leave it there, and you can impact 1 million lives, 10 million lives, 1 billion lives. Nothing allows you to do this as good as technology does. And if you think about it, if you can impact 1 billion lives and you make 1 billion guys pay you 1 ringgit or $1, you'll be a billionaire. Is that correct? So 1 ringgit, all of you will pay me 1 ringgit, right? 1 ringgit is nothing. So yeah, that's what I thought. And that's why I decided to go into coding. And that's why I self-learned 12 hours a day for 8 months. It was a long journey. Okay, 12 hours a day means no rest. It's basically more than full time, right? 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sometimes 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. It was crazy. My whole life was just coding. It was one of the toughest points in my life where I was unemployed, no money, no friends. My friends were asking me, "Hey, Derek, what are you doing with your life?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm just learning code." They're like, "Hey, why are you learning code?" I'm like, "Yeah, I had nothing to show." It was tough. And some of you here who are doing it full time, you will be going through this. And a big part of why I started Sigma School also is to provide a motivation, a support group for you guys to know that you're not alone. Okay. I gave up myself as well. And I know that some of you here will give up eventually. I gave up myself easily more than 10 times, right? I wrote here tech, digital marketing, project management, fundraising, design. I did everything. I tried everything, right? But in the end, I still, in the end, I became I'm more of a jack of all trades where I can do quite a few of everything. But I think the point that I'm trying to say here is you will give up because it's not going to be easy. You will give up, but the community and, for us, we are here so that we can act as a platform for you guys to come back again and again and again, right? So, okay, let me summarize this again. So back to the point, I've been self-learning for 12 hours a day, and I guess, I was going through a very depressed state in life. But the turning point happened when, my computer science friend who had a first class honors actually came to me and asked me to help him with his interview. What happened was that one incident really opened my eyes because he did his interview. It was for a very big company. I'm not going to name that company. It was a big company. And he was solving algorithms, just basic algorithms as part of his technical interview. He couldn't even do a single thing. He didn't even know where to start, but I managed to solve all of it. I passed my friend failed the interview in the end, but I passed that technical stage for him. That's when I realized, whoa, after 8 months of learning, I'm actually not bad. I'm actually not that bad. Then over time, this guy and a few other of my friends started paying me money. So I thought of it, whoa, computer science guys are paying me money, I think they're paying me, last time it was like 100 ringgit per hour, paying me money to coach them, right? And that's when I realized I'm actually not bad. So eventually, 1 month after that, some of you might have known this story. I closed 3 projects in 1 month. The first one was 10,000 ringgit, the next one was 50K, and the next one was 120K ringgit, all in 1 month, right? After 7 months of learning. So I'm not saying this to show off in some ways. It's not a lot of money anyways. It's really to show you that the growth is exponential. The first 6 months, the first 7 months, you're going to feel like shit. You're going to feel like, you're not really improving. You're going to feel like, oh, what's going on? I'm not going anywhere. Should I give up? Should I just go back to my job? The first few months is always difficult, but if you persevere through it, it will eventually make sense. And once you close your first project, once you close your first job, that's all, right? So my job here, or in fact, Sigma School's job, is not to help you get a job at Google. Okay, is anyone you here hoping to get into Google because of us? I'm sorry, you're at the wrong place, right? We're not here to help you go to Google. We're here to help you go to your very first job, your first software job, paying you entry-level salary. So in Malaysia, that's 3 to 3.5 to 4 to 5K salary. Ringgit, right? In Singapore, it's going to be 3 to same, but in Sing dollar. And in US, it's going to be USD, right? So if you are a Malaysian and you're able to talk well and you're able to close Singaporean projects, good for you. Okay, but the point is you're trained to close entry-level jobs and nothing more. Because after you close your very first job, done. You don't need to be paying for any more courses. That one job itself will be enough for you to learn on the job and obviously improve and learn to communicate and learn to network and climb your way up. And for the general scale for a developer who is pretty well versed, and especially self-taught developers, one thing I realized in the industry is self-taught developers climb faster. Not all, but from many that I've seen, the self-taught guys climb faster than those with a degree. Just because, imagine that the degree guy had 4 years and the self-taught guy had 6 months. They got the same job. One took 6 months, one took 4 years. So obviously the one who took 3 to 6 months could learn a bit faster. And yeah, they just have that self-learning skill. And I think that's very important. So the scale for most people is first job, in 1 month they get 3K, 4K. So the first job, 3K, 4K, which is not a lot, but after 1 year or 2 years, the salary actually scales, it doubles. So in a lot of job today, you get what, 5% increment, where you just get to cover inflation, right? In the world of technology, usually developers demand way more than that, because if their employers don't raise their salary, they're going to jump. They're like, why am I staying for you? I can work for a US company or something like that. So yeah, I think don't want to go on too far. And finally, I did this point here because I am fundamentally a learner and an explorer. So I learn everything. So I don't just do technology. I do digital marketing, I do project management, I do fundraising, I study about biotech, I study about your mental models, how to think, I study about productivity strategies, I study everything. So for me, I'm a guy who likes to explore. And I'm here to work with you guys, even though this is a tech course, a course in technology, but I want you guys to know that being what you call a generalist, knowing a little bit of a lot of things will be beneficial for you guys in the long run. And I would like to help you guys, or in some ways work with you guys, and maybe try and support you guys in this journey, be it in the tech side or anywhere else. I would try and help. So that's why at this point, right? And in many ways, Sigma School is not just a school for tech. Yes, we focus on technology because that's where the money is at. But in many ways, we are a mindset, we're a support group, we are a movement. Okay, so yeah, I think I spoke a lot. Okay, very long. Don't want to go too far, but let me just open it up to you guys so that I can get to know you guys. Maybe this is not for you guys, talk about your everything about yourself, but really if you could share a little bit about these points, that'll be really awesome for your friends to get to know you, for you guys to share your background, for you to share your goals, for you guys to also talk about how much time you can put in every single week, so that in the future, if anyone over here wants to become a student jump starter, you can then match. Oh, what is a student jump starter? I'll explain later. But yeah, just maybe if you could introduce yourself, that'd be really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna go one by one. Let's cap it at maybe 2 minutes each, so we can go through the list fast. Yeah. So yeah. So let's start. We can start with Cloud. Hey.
Hey, hi guys. Can you guys hear me? Yep. Cool. Yeah. I saw Gino something. Okay. All right. Just a quick one. Typically from KL. My name is Cloud. Cloud. So I'm basically a WordPress developer myself, and also marketer, more on growth marketing side. So usually I help my employer to grow, say, user product, start from scratch, and then launch a product to the market, and yeah, to grab the users, all those things. So yep. And currently, I'm doing a freelancing job since after MCO, like since last year. Actually, I quit my full time job and doing all the freelancing things for both marketing and WordPress things. So yeah, to learn this coding has been in my mind for a long time, because I really uh, plan to, like, ultimately one day I can build a platform, like education platform, kind of like master class or domestic car things at my own as well. So yeah, as just Derek mentioned earlier on, I've been like checking out Hacker Collective since then, like last year. Then I know Sigma School, and I kind of like very agree with your philosophy and how the things works. That's why I choose to join Sigma School. That's all about me lah. Okay.
Thank you, Cloud. Very good intro. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Abdul Hadi.
Yes. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Yes. My name is Hadi. I'm from Singapore. My education, my highest education is a diploma in chemical and green technology, and I'm currently working as a QA engineer in the semiconductor industry. Yeah. So the reason why I decided to join Sigma School is because I've been trying to learn coding for since last year. When I just finished my army, yeah, then yeah, I stayed at home for like 1 year, tried to learn coding, but I gave up after like 3 months. Then yeah, now I'm trying to start back.
Awesome. Thank you, Hadi. Just remind me asking, like, why did you give up and what do you use to learn?
I used to study using data camp
Okay.
because I wanted to get into become a data scientist at that point of time.
Okay. Why do you give up?
Mm, like tutorial hell. Like
Right,
you keep
tutorial
doing
hell, yeah.
tutorials, but I feel like I don't know much. Like as in I don't know how to build my own projects or do anything. I just keep doing tutorials and
Correct.
just like following instructions.
Correct. Very, very common, and I'll talk about that later, in fact. Thank you, Hadi. And Jackson, hey, I've met you before. Thanks for joining again.
Hi, Derek. Hi all. For me, I'm come from the Tunku Abdul Rahman University College, and then through the introduction, through the Jin Yong, I know this Sema school, and then what I going to. For me, for this course, my plan is to first become a full stack coder, and then maybe on the way, I will try to get up some insight into the business idea, or I can shift directly to the working field. And then why did I join the Sema school is that I found that as an engineer is really underpaid in Malaysia, and I've few cousins who took the IT courses, and then now they get a very decent salary, and that is why I'm decided to change the course of my track and then join this school.
Awesome.
So
Thank
it's all
you,
for
Jack.
me.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackson. Let's move on to your friend, Jackson. Jackson and Jin Young are friends, by the way. Let's move on to Jin Young.
Okay. All right. So hi guys. My name is Jing Yong, and I'm from same uni as Jackson as well. Tunku Abdul Rahman University College. Yeah. So we are both course-mates. Come from the background of mechatronics engineering, and yeah. The reason why I joined Sigma was the reason why I wanted to change course and all is also because like in mechatronics there's a lot of parts, mechanical electronics, and then there's a little bit of programming. Yeah, so for me I quite enjoy the programming side lah. So that's why I thought this is a very good place to explore a bit more. Yeah. As for what I want to do next time, I believe it's just learn how to basically build apps and all that, so that I have ideas how to add value, to parts of problems in the world here and there. Yeah, so I have the tools and technology to build it up. Yeah, and the other reasons why I wanted to join Sigma was because I saw there was like networking, right? Networking with a lot of different companies and all, as well as mentorship. So like always there will be someone to lead you, to guide you, and I feel like in general, once you go out there in the working world, it's very important to get a mentor, and like to guide you on where to learn this, what parts of life to explore and all that. Yeah, so those were some of the deal breakers for me. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jin Young, for sharing. Let's move on to Nelson.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nelson. I'm from Sabah, Malaysia. I'm currently working as an occupational safety officer in the agricultural industry. Back then, I have a degree in mechanical engineering. So I've been in the industry for almost 4 to 5 years. It started to feel a little stagnant and dull. So that's why I decided to change my career into tech. So that's gonna be the goal for me when I became a full stack developer. And as for why did I choose to join Sigma School, I basically started all the self-learning slightly before the pandemic. I did all sort of the courses, and I was able to build something out. But I realized that when I finished building it, I couldn't showcase to anyone else. I couldn't get any sort of feedbacks or suggestions on how to improve my skill. So and that's why I decided to join Sigma School, because Sigma School has that kind of community, the learning community, as well as mentorships and networking.
Awesome. Community, mentorship, and networking. Very, okay,
Yep.
very nice. Thank you. And Leonard.
Oh, hi. It's actually Daniel. It's just that
Oh, with Daniel Tan, right?
yeah, Daniel
Yes.
Tan.
Hey. Oh,
Yes,
what's
hi.
Leonard?
Leonard is it's Daniel spelled the other way around. So didn't really pay attention to that. Anyway, I'm Daniel, guys. I'm currently in Johor Bahru. My educational background is in finance. I think pretty much similar to Derek. But my first job was an SEO specialist, which I managed to clinch in Singapore. So since then, I've been really much into the digital online marketing field. So all my job has been related to digital marketing, whether it's SEO, whether it's running ads, whether it's building funnels, building website. WordPress is also one of the tools that I use, but now we are moving on into other sort of apps that are available online. I've decided to start learning how to code because I see there's a lot of potential in the industry. There's a lot of tools that are needed in the online marketing industry itself. So I do have some goals that I do have some tools that I like to build on my own instead of having to spend and pay others for that tools. And then why did I decided to join Sigma School? Actually, it's quite a coincidence for me. I was researching for coding schools in Russia, and then all of a sudden, of all the places, Russia, right? Because of the war going on and stuff. So my dad was telling me, hey, why don't you go to Russia and study again? And I'm like, okay, never mind. I did a research about the fees and stuff. It's about, I think, 3,000 USD, which is pretty cheap to get to a coding school there. But eventually I came across Sigma School. I saw its vision. I saw that it's different from the conventional schooling system, education system. I decided to take the plunge, and here I am, sign up for the full stack coding course. So I'm looking forward to, progressing with the program.
Awesome. Hey, thank you
Yeah.
so much, man. Daniel, really love to hear that. And yeah, I think interesting story about Russia. And thanks for giving us a shot. Okay, one thing I want to ask all of you guys over here, right? And Daniel, I want Daniel to answer first, but everyone else, drop your answers in the comment, right? If you could use, you've been a marketeer for so many years, you can use things like Webflow and WordPress and all these things to build your websites. Why do you still want to learn to code? This is one question that I get asked a lot, and I want to see if you guys know why. Why do you guys still want to learn?
Well, for me, I feel one thing for me personally, I feel like the tools we are paying in USD, it's pretty high. Some of them can go up to like $200, $300 just for one tool, and then you have many tools to use. And the reason why I'm actually diving into coding is because I've been working as a digital marketer in Singapore for I think almost 10 years. I find that there's a cap there, there's a barrier there. Then I feel like if I'm really going to exchange my time for a salary, I have to upgrade myself to get into tech to push the cap higher. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. But
No, that's good.
Yeah.
But if there were, let's say, just on your personal interest side of things, right?
Mhm.
If there were two jobs that were paying, the same amount, which is an amount that you're happy with, one is in digital marketing, one is in fully tech. Which one would it be? Which one would you choose?
I would choose tech for sure because that's where you create tools where marketers will use.
That's correct.
So
That's the answer.
that's where you make the impact.
Correct. That's the answer that I'm seeking out for, right?
Yeah,
As a developer, you are the one building the tools that marketeers use. You're the one building WordPress, and you see, you build WordPress once, and everyone else like in the world.
Just follow, they just use, and then they pay
Correct.
you money every month, and then you can just go to an island, just chill there.
Eh,
something like
no,
that.
lah, okay.
That's
In
the
reality,
vision.
not as simple, not as simple for now first because there's it's your marketing and all that kind of stuff, right? But hey, awesome. That's the direction we want to plan, right? That's the direction we want to go. And I'm aiming for it as well. I'm working a lot of projects and would love to get you guys on board. And I think big part of Sigma School also is the diversity of people, right? Like we have Daniel here who's a marketeer, and we have I'm not sure some of you here might be in finance, some of you here who might be in anything biotech or whatever, right? That the beauty about this is technology alone, okay, by the way, guys, technology alone is oftentimes pretty useless. When I say useless, I mean technology alone, it's not going to go anywhere. You need to complement it with something. So if to explain, if Nelson is in occupational safety, if you combine that knowledge with technology, you become something that is so much bigger. You stand out compared to every other tech person. Does that make sense? And you are able to create impact in a field where no one else understands it well enough. If you go to let's say a computer science graduate, again, no shame to computer science guys, you guys are doing good stuff. But if you go to someone who only knows tech and nothing else, it's good that they can do tech very well, but having domain expertise elsewhere really synergizes your current skill sets. It's the whole 1 + 1 = 3 concept, right? Just to share this, right? And also, with the network that we can have here, you have people in marketing, you have people in finance, you have people in investments. You can then come together and build any software startup that you want, right? That's why I asked this now, who wants to build business, who wants to get a job. That's also a kind of a primer to get a feel of what the crowd is today, right? So yeah, cool. Daniel, right?
Yeah,
Thanks for sharing. Awesome. Let's move on to the
problem.
next. I'll move on to Yu Heng.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, so hi, my name is Yu Heng. I'm from Malaysia, and I'm currently working as a project manager, handling a few of blockchain project actually.
Very nice. Wow.
Yeah, so my job doesn't need me to have any coding skill, but like Derek, I'm also a jack of all trade kind of guy. I like to learn everything and explore. So I came from my educational background is I graduated as a software engineering graduate, but I didn't really do any real life coding anymore. Yeah, because of my working nature. So what are you going to do after you become a full stack coder? I'm signing into Sigma School is actually to strengthen my foundation. So it might not help me get a new job, but it's a thing I want to know more, and hopefully it can get me a better pay job in the future. But I'm not sure. This is not a this is not a guarantee thing.
No worries. And by the way, this is for all of you here as well, right? Maybe I should have rephrased that question. It shouldn't just be full stack coder because, by the way, just FYI, the course is split into a few segments. I think you guys know by now. We have coding fundamentals, then you have front end, and you have back end, which essentially makes full stack. But just FYI, coding fundamentals is in fact arguably the most important part, because with fundamentals, you can literally learn front end on your own. You don't need us anymore, technically, right? But again, let's put it this way: going front end is the part where you get the industry tools and industry expertise that you need to get jobs. But you can go straight to front end. Arguably, some people would do that, but you will be tied down to that technology. And once there's a new technology, you'll be replaced. And I don't want you guys to be like that. I want to make sure that you focus on the fundamentals. I could obviously choose the easy way out. Like a lot of boot camps today, they choose the easy way out. They just teach you the tools and that's it. And when something happens and you get replaced. So I want to make sure that everyone focuses on the fundamentals, because you don't know, a lot of you here maybe don't even know what you want, right? You don't know if you want front end or you don't know if you want back end. Maybe cloud, why not cloud? Maybe data science, why not data science? Right? Maybe data analytics. There's so many things in the world of technology. Maybe Web3 development, right? There's so many things in the world of technology today that we often don't know what we want, right? That's why fundamentals are very important, because once you pass the coding fundamentals course, you can literally learn anything else, like what Yu Heng mentioned just now. Learn the fundamentals, then choose a specific path that makes sense for you, right? So yeah, awesome. Thanks, Yu Heng.
Yes.
Let's move on to the next one. Oliver, hey.
Hi, Derek. Apologies, I'm unable to switch on my video right now because I'm not wearing a shirt. No, I just got back home, so yeah.
No
Uh,
worries, man. Maybe next time. Maybe next
yeah.
time.
I mean, you can see my picture, guys. Yeah. Uh, so I'm from engineering, and I'm working in finance, and now I want to go into tech. Yeah. So, what got me into Sigma School? So actually, just before this, I was enrolled in APU, software engineering, masters in software engineering. But after one semester, I dropped out, simply because I wasn't, yeah, I really felt like what I was being taught was not industry relevant. So when I saw Derek's Facebook ad, and the first sentence in his video was, the educational system today is broken. Yeah, okay, I'm signing up for this, guys. Uh, Program, yeah, cause yeah, I completely I mean, I am a living testament of that. Yeah, um, so
So you
I,
paid for
I
your school fees,
yeah, I paid for one semester lah.
or one
Yeah.
semester? Okay. How much
Yeah,
was that? One
yeah.
semester in masters?
One semester masters. I paid 6,000 plus miscellaneous. Like should be almost 8K lah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you
More
just kind of burned it lah.
burn it. So yeah, seven point
Oh.
some 7,000 plus.
Why
Burn.
did you feel it wasn't
I passed
relevant?
one semester lah. Sorry.
Why did you feel it wasn't relevant?
Okay, so in my first semester of masters in software engineering at APU, the course the subject that I was enrolled in was object oriented programming,
Okay.
and um, for the entire semester, all I was being taught was on how on all I was being taught was on UML diagrams. You guys know what UML diagrams is? I don't remember what it stands for, but it's basically it's a software engineering tool. It's a very software engineering thing, not so much on coding or on programming. It's more towards on software design. So it's sort of like designing the flow chart to get to your final software, you know. It's not sort of like software design, but without the coding. Yeah. With a little bit of coding, yeah, here and there. Um, and then I had to, so besides that, I had to actually come up with a mini thesis on on one of the software engineering principles lah. So I mean, yeah, everyone hates to do thesis. I mean, I hate doing my thesis back then. So and then I come into this master's program and I need to do another thesis. Yeah, and yeah, it involves a lot of research and like writing an entire paper on it. It's just very, very, very how to say? It's just so boring and like yeah. So at the end of the day, after I passed the semester, by the way, I passed the subject, but I felt like this is not gonna. It's not industry relevant lah. To
Correct.
me lah, I feel that way. Yeah, I feel that way. So
Yeah. Okay. Hey,
um
thanks for sharing that.
yeah.
In fact, I was trying to send a link so everyone else can see what a UML diagram is. Just you don't need a whole semester on it. There's actually a lot of articles online where you can just read up. And in fact,
Yeah.
actually, Oliver, UML diagrams are actually very important. We use it for our job, but you don't need to go to uni for it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so they are actually still being used today by software engineers.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
All right.
basically, that maybe there's different names to call it, but UML diagrams usually people call it flowcharts. Yes, they are used today by myself as well, right? It's very important. So I would say it's something
okay.
that is used, but you don't need to go a degree for it. It's something that you do on the job, right? It's not like a
Yeah.
hard skill per se.
Ye-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing that, Oliver.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, Derek. Is this session gonna take some more time? I don't think. I mean, I think I got to leave soon.
Oh,
that's-
feel free to leave. We will just be
Yeah.
wrapping up the intros, and then I will be sharing a bit more about how it works. So I think all in all, it should take until 10:20 around that.
10:20.
Um,
There'll be a recording, right?
Yes, the be recording.
So I can...
I'm sorry,
Okay,
because
so-
later 10 p.m. I have a meeting for a jump starter.
Oh yes, you have a giant platter. Oh, feel
Yeah.
free. No, Jackson, it's fine. You can leave for that if you
Yeah.
want to, because yeah, I can share with them what is a jump starter. You can watch the recording later, lah. Cool. Okay, let's wrap up the last few ones. Daniel, Haris.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Okay, so my name is Daniel. I'm from Malaysia, currently in Perak. So I'm currently working as a junior sysadmin at a semiconductor company. But the reason why I joined Sigma School is because I wanted to pivot into doing web development, because after working for like 1.5 years as a system admin, it kind of got a bit stale, because what I'm doing is basically just doing upkeep and uh, yeah, it's just that I'm not creating anything. I'm just how to say, just maintaining a server and the environment for my customers. So I wanted to also upskill myself, because I graduated from University Technology Petronas in IT, but after graduation I just realized that there's a lot I do not know, because I remember doing web development for only one semester, and then the rest it was something else, but it felt kind of relevant. So for that one semester, for doing this focus on web development, I think like it was not enough. So yeah, that's the reason why.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for
Mhm.
sharing, Daniel. I'm looking forward to work with you as well.
Mhm.
Hey, by the way, guys, before those guys leave, let's take a group picture. I usually do this at the end of the session, but let's do it now, lah. For those of you who don't have cameras on, I appreciate if you can on it. Just for memory's sake, you can use this our profile picture for our group later.
Right, let me put on a shirt.
Yes, go ahead, man, Oliver. Please do. I wouldn't mind if you come in topless as well. It's fine if you don't mind.
No, I'm not sexy, you know.
No worries, man. A few others as well. Michelle and Cloud. I can't see you, Cloud. You off your camera? Can you guys see Cloud? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe it's. Okay, let's
But I
give
can
them a
see
moment.
her.
Hey, Michelle. Hello. Oh,
Hi.
my Google Meet cannot see everyone. How many people can you guys see? Can you guys see everyone, or does it also say like 4 others?
I think there's a setting you can go. You can go to more options, then change layout, and see
Wait,
how many tiles you can put.
More options. Okay, because I'm having some issues with my thing. Jing Yong, you can see everyone, right?
Yes.
Yeah, can you help me take a screenshot? Take
Okay.
a picture for everyone. Yeah, just do a countdown 3, 2, 1. And take.
All right. Wait. Let me
Alright.
just change a little bit.
Awesome. My Google Meet somehow has been acting out lah. See, that's the thing about these guys. Like, do you know now Google Meet they added like the dinosaur game into Google Meet? Anyone knows that? Yeah, my goodness, like this is what you do when you're $1 billion company and you have too much money for engineering resources. You get the developers to do this kind of thing. Yeah, but okay, Jin Yong, let's know when you're ready.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Done.
one more with maybe some thumbs up or something like yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me just put it up. Okay, nice. Okay, ready? One more time. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, nice.
Okay,
Good.
awesome. Thank you, Jin Yong. Just make sure to save it and can send it to me later. Thanks, sir.
Sure,
All right,
sure.
so now let's continue. I think we have.
Actually, I have a short question for you, Derek.
Yes, go ahead.
After my graduation, may I have the honor to work under you?
Were you what?
May I have the honor to work under your team?
Oh, of course. No, so the thing about Sigma School is, okay, of course, some people want to go to bigger companies, or some people want to, if any of you here want to work with like a founder in a scrappy startup, which is like me, I'm more than happy, right? In fact, that's the reason why I started Sigma School, to as a pipeline to recruit talent. To anyone who wants to work with me, I want to work with them, right? But if they don't work with me, then I will only match them to other companies. Yeah, so of course, more than happy to chat again in the future. But yeah, let me continue so I don't take up everyone's time. But
Okay,
Jackson,
okay.
if you have to move, you can. Who is your partner, Jackson?
Jawei.
Jawei, yeah. If you have to
Yeah.
move, or maybe you can ask Jawei to join in. He'll be more than happy to join in. Jawei is very nice.
Jawei?
Let him know about that. Wait, let me know. Let me know.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I will continue first. Yeah, just FYI, guys, because I had a chat with them, and he's one of our jump starters. So Jawei is another jump starter. You guys will meet him very soon. And what is a jump starter? Yeah, I'm sure some of you don't know also, but I will share in a bit after this. Apologies for so many of these new terms. That's the thing about starting something like a new model, right? You wait, okay. Let me continue. I think we have one more person. Lavanya, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Lavanya I think she's one of our youngest students. Hey, Lavanya, you there?
Hi, I'm Lavanya from Perak.
Can't see you, Lavanya.
Just a second.
Can. Hey, Lavanya is the only girl here. No, Lavanya and Michelle. Wow. Oh, hi, Lavanya. Hello.
Hi.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Lavanya from Perak. I'm just finished SPM.
Okay. What are your plans? I mean, why did you not go to university? And the Chitra, right? Chitra was the one who introduced you. Is that your sister or your cousin? Oh, Lavanya, you there? Okay, I think she's lagging out a bit, but okay, I think let's give her a while, or we can continue. Okay, we will continue first. We can come back to Lavanya later. So, okay, I will just continue first. Okay, sorry. Okay, I don't want you to confuse you guys. I can't believe I paid for this design. Okay, hey, Jackson, no worries. Go ahead, man. I'll record this session. If you have any questions, Jackson, feel free to PM me or ask in the app, the learning app. Ask there directly. It's best you can ask in the app so everyone else can see your question.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
All right, see you. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Bye-bye. So yeah, I can't believe I paid for this, but this is a pretty crappy design. But it's good enough that I didn't pay to fix it. So okay, so the way Sigma School works is I don't want to bore you with the details because people get bored when I introduce all this. I don't want to introduce too many new stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, you can imagine us being an online boot camp. Okay, just think of something that you're familiar with. Think of Next Academy. Think of any boot camp you think of. We are the online version of that, but with a twist. What is this twist? So we say things like, okay, why are boot camps fundamentally so expensive? And why do boot camps not give guarantees, right? Because if you think about it, boot camps are just universities all over again. They're not innovating on anything. All they're doing is they're paying for a teacher to teach the students, full stop, right? That's why you only get 3 months of access because they cannot scale. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, let me explain a little bit more, right? In a traditional bootcamp education model, you have one teacher teaching 10 guys. You can't scale any more than that, right? One teacher teaching 50, I don't think it's very doable, right? So the bootcamp model it's good, but it makes their costs a lot higher. And when your costs are higher, you cannot innovate fast enough. And when your costs are higher, you cannot survive long enough, right? And bootcamps with a physical campus, even worse, right? You are kind of stuck to your location. So for us, instead, we invest the money that you give us into focusing on growth, getting connections in foreign companies for people to hire our local our students, right? Instead of buying a very expensive paying for 20,000, 30,000 for rent, paying 200K for renovation, right? Going to investors and doing all that stuff, or doing expensive stuff, paying for a full-time software engineer to teach. You know how expensive that is, right? So instead of doing that, we focused on working on a more distributed model where, yes, we're not saying that we're going to run away from teachers. we still do have some form of teachers. So we have a head of education, and at this point in time, it's still me and my partner, my CTO Ming. He's not joining in today, unfortunately, but he will be here. He'll be writing stuff. You'll be seeing him, right? At this point in time, it's me and Ming. Ming decides most of the back in the days, but I'm taking over now, right? So then we have a program lead for everything, for front end, for back end, for cloud, for fundamentals, and we make sure to vet our program lead to make sure that they are very, very, very competent, and to make sure that they are, if they are self-taught, even better. Because the last thing we want is someone who comes in too theoretical, someone who comes in and share with you in the lens of a PhD graduate. We don't want that. In fact, we say we stay away we deliberately stay away from PhD guys only because they are too far away from you guys already, right? They are too far off. They have like 10 years of experience, and you guys are babies in this industry. And if you expect a 10-year-old to talk to a baby, they can't communicate. You need a baby to communicate with a baby. Does that make sense? So that's why we innovated in a way where we do it peer-to-peer. And when you can see it here, okay, let me just, okay, you can see my screen, right? Okay, so module leaders will be the leaders that will lead each module, and in each program there'll be multiple modules. So any questions that you have, you will go straight to the module leaders, and these module leaders, you can see them as part-time mentors, that they will be there for you whenever you need them. You can schedule a call with them and all that kind of stuff, right? But below module leaders, there'll be peer-to-peer learning groups, which is what student jump starters are for. So like I think you guys met Jackson just now, right? In fact, Jin Yong is one of them as well. Michelle is Jin Yong's partner, right? So yes, so jump starters are people that we selected that we felt had the caliber and the time to be able to invest in learning. Because I understand, and it's fine, because some of you here are doing it at a very part-time basis, like 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. It's fine, because that's the way our system is designed. A bootcamp will never allow that, because bootcamps will force you to quit your job and do it full-time for 3 months. If you fail, then yeah, too bad for you, right? That's the bootcamp model. For us, we lengthen the duration a little bit more. So for up to 1.5 to 2 years, we'll be providing you unlimited support. So you can take your time when it comes to learning. And that's why it's more flexible, right? We don't want to force anyone to do anything. So we adapt to your schedule. So which also gives us the extra headache of making sure that we have people who are full-time matched to people who are full-time, people who are part-time matched to people who are part-time. And we choose jump starters based on people who we see have the potential to talk, okay? Because jump starters are basically, they're not teachers, by the way. And the way our peer-to-peer concept works is we take the jump starters to learn together among themselves, and also in a distributed model, teach students who are one level below them. Does that make sense? So in many ways, you will be learning with other students who are slightly more senior than you. And if they cannot solve your problem, they usually can because they'll be working closely with the team. But if they cannot solve the problem, then you only go to our in-house mentors, right? Which are real software engineers who are working with us today. Right, so the jump starters are very important, and if anyone of you here are looking forward to be a jump starters, I can send you we have a little Google sheet that tells you the benefits of being one. We have a lot of benefits, and I'm not going to run through it, but basically it's some form of accountability system for yourself. You can hold yourself accountable to once every week to just organize a session, learn any topic that you're passionate about, any topic you're interested about, and we will put in one mentor in that session, so that the jump starter, whenever you guys are stuck, the mentor will be able to help you guys. That's the model for now. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna stay here for too long. And obviously, we have our student success team. Currently, you are still very new, so when we say team, it's really just one guy. We have one guy doing student success. We have one guy doing, we have one guy doing career coaching, which is really just going out to other companies and bringing them in and making sure you meet that gap, right? Let's say this company requires someone with whatever experience, okay? This career coach guy will go to you guys and tell you guys what the company needs, right? We are in some way also disrupting the HR model where, I mentioned just now, like companies like Hayes, company like Adecco, what they do is company wants ABC, they will find ABC for company. If they have a talent who is maybe ABD, they will just scrap that talent. And I feel it makes no sense. That talent is missing that little bit. Why don't you help that talent to get that little bit? Be it soft skills or management skills, or maybe, let's say Tailwind CSS. Let's say Tailwind CSS is, for those of you who don't know, Tailwind is a design framework for design. And the company says they need someone who does Bootstrap. I'm like, dude, for you to learn Bootstrap from Tailwind, it's like a 1 week thing. right? Why don't you go and learn it instead of saying no to the talent and say there's no match? Come on, our talents are fundamentally competent enough to learn about new technology in 1 to 2 to 3 weeks. So why not match that gap? Does that make sense? So let's say if a job needs Python, we will try and give you the base prerequisites that you need for that Python job. But of course, we will prioritize our JavaScript jobs because we will be running on JavaScript. So yeah, I'm not gonna dwell on this. It's better I open up for Q&A later. Okay, I'm gonna skip through this basically step by step just to walk you through how it works. You join us on our platform, you submit a request, and you join our course. Then you start learning on your own pace, right? Do not skip anything is very important because we go on a model of mastery-based learning, which means that you can Google what mastery-based learning means, but basically it means that you should not be skipping your materials. If you skip, it just means that there will be holes in your understanding and eventually you have to go back. So don't skip it. Do your challenges and move on. And we will be adding materials over time. And a lot of the materials that we use, sorry for the typo, a lot of materials that we use will be curated off the best learning materials we found online. So some will be in-house materials, some will be YouTube videos, which are completely fine, and some will be external tools like Codecademy. We use them as well, right? So this allows us to scale, where imagine if I hired an engineer, I paid them 100K to build a whole curriculum on, let's say, Vue.js. And then there's this job for React.js. Am I going to go and hire another guy to create a course in React.js? No, because today most of the curriculum are already online. What you need here is you don't need another better teacher to create a new course. What you need here is the support, right? And the right direction in terms of your learning direction, right? So yeah, that's that. So I'll move on. We also will want for you to be able to pass a module, you need to show us that you can think like a software developer, right? The thinking is the most important part. By solving problems, by building projects, and by completing your assignments. That's how you pass it. So you submit your projects and assignments via GitHub. You can read the lessons, the instructions will be there. You submit your projects and assignments, and our mentors will mark it once you're done with the module, once you're done with the course or the module, right? So yeah, and then once you're done, you get a certificate of completion for each level, for coding fundamentals, for front end, and for back end. And if you complete all of it, you get a full stack cert, right? So yeah, this will be something that will come later down the line once you've completed fundamentals. Okay, I'm not going to dwell too long on this as well. Basically, to sum up the learning model, it's basically a loop. It's a learning loop where you continue this thing again and again and again and again and again until you're job ready. So you learn on our platform, you join our weekly sessions. You can take a look at our events tab, okay? And then you join our student group meetups if we have any meetups. You join our weekly Q&A sessions that I'm leading. Every week, I'm leading some sessions. I interview software engineers. I interview product managers. Check the events tab again. And then you complete the module. And then you seek for help when you need help from mentors. Then you continue and continue and continue. Right? It's just a loop until you graduate the program. So once you're done with it, you build full stack apps. Then you go to Sigma Labs. Sigma Labs is just our arm where we bring in projects for our students to work on. So you work on real projects and you learn how to serve real clients and you learn to work in a team. Right? Then you go on to Sigma Labs. Then you complete the program, and then you can become a student mentor in the future. Okay, so good practice for success. I'm just gonna run through this because we're running out of time. So do not expect to be spoon-fed. You will not be spoon-fed, though we will help you to our best ability, but we will never spoon-feed you. Do not skip anything here because everything is essential. We've already shrunk the curriculum by a lot, so don't skip anything. Complete the assignments to graduate the program. So we have, they're not very difficult assignments. As long as you complete your lessons and you put in the time, you will be able to complete them. Dedicate time, right? You cannot run away from this. This is not a magical course where you join and you become a genius straight away. You still need to put in the time, all right? And never give up. And learn to ask good questions. This is something that I emphasize a lot because asking good questions will help you put you above everyone else and help your mentor help you better as well. Okay, so just quickly run through the key people. That's me, this is Ming, my partner. Then we have Kai and Yi Chiang, who are very brilliant developers working with us. And the best part was Kai is a friend that I made. He was a refugee. He's a refugee coder, and he's one of those genius coders that no one appreciated. And this is and he is what inspired me to want to impact more lives, especially those in underserved communities. Right, and Yi Chiang as well. I think he's probably in the B40 community. You guys will be meeting Yi Chiang a lot because Yi Chiang is going to be leading our fundamentals event. This guy is only 20 years old, but he is very, very, very good in terms of coding, and I can personally vet for him. He's very motivated as well. So you guys are going to enjoy your time with him. So yeah. And in terms of module leaders, we have quite a few of them. So Yi Chang, like I mentioned, is the guy just now. He will be focusing on building the coding fundamentals course. So in fact, most of you here will be seeing Yi Chang mostly first. Okay, then if depending on which course you choose, you will then meet your different module leaders who are in charge of different courses, right? So we have Arwin, who is focused on cloud, is working in that way, and we have Tim, who is a front-end engineer in Singapore. He has a very interesting story. I actually did an interview with him. You guys can watch our past recordings in the lessons, right, where he shared about his story about how he in the past was an air steward for 4 years of his life. Didn't go to university, learned to code on his own, and he eventually got a job in Singapore. So he shared his story. And by the way, when he got his first job, his level was probably very, very junior. Very junior. It was like probably if you complete coding fundamentals, you will be able to get it. Like he's at that level, but last time, right? So now he is obviously he's a senior front-end developer now, and he will be leading the front-end course. And we have Pavi, who is brilliant. He is not Malaysian, by the way. I think he's Sri Lankan. He's a very smart developer who has 6 years of working experience in software. So he will be leading the back-end development course, teaching you guys on Node and Express.js. All right, so forget about all these guys first. Right now, you'll just be dealing with Yi Chang, which is our main guy for coding fundamentals, because you will not be able to proceed until you pass the first boss. That's the way we see it. I want to gamify it this way. You need to pass the first boss the first boss first, all right? Okay, so let's move on. Okay, we're coming to the end. So now one problem that you're going to face is it's really not a lack of information, because as you know today, a quick Google search will give you a lot of YouTube videos and Udemy programs. It's not a lack of information. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's not because you're lacking support. It's not because of all these things over here. The only thing I can tell you, and I'm very sure some of you here will go through this, and that's where I want to double down and focus on, is you're going to be lacking the grit and the determination. And I'm willing to bet at, the moment you reach algorithms, your motivation levels will go all the way down, and you're going to start asking yourself, is this really for me, right? And that's where me and the team and the jump starters come in to support you, because this is a journey. No one gets it at the first try. Trust me, even the smartest of us will fall for this trap, and it is really the most determined guys who will get out of this trap. My co-founder has been self-learning code himself for 1 whole year himself, right? And I 8 months, right? So with us, with our support, potentially you can do it a lot faster, but I have only one requirement for you guys: do not give up, even when it gets tough. It is when it gets tough, that's when you learn the most. Because think about it, if it's not tough, it basically means you're not learning that much. Does that make sense? If it's tough, it means you're learning. And you have to learn until it gets easy. It will get easy over time. It can be 1 week, can be 2 weeks, can be 1 month. I don't know what's the magical number, but as long as you keep going and improve 1% every single day, the Atomic Habits, read that book, right? Improve 1% every single day. At some point, you will get there, right? And I want to help you on this journey. That's why sometimes don't rush it, right? Boot camps rush it. Boot camps make it 3 months. Some people just cannot learn it in 3 months, and that's why boot camps always say, "Hey, we have a completion rate or job matching rate of 80 to 90%." That's bullshit, right? Because a lot of people dropped out. They don't even tell you this. People drop out, right? It's not realistic for everyone to complete in 3 months. It's just very hard, right? So but if you put in the time, 3 months is doable. It's just not a number I want to be banking on. Some of you may need 6 months, and I want to let you guys know that I will be here. We will be here to provide the support, even if it takes longer than 3 months, right? And just for you to know that magical number that we're supporting you, we wrote in our terms and conditions, it's 1.5 years of unlimited support. Anytime you need help for 1.5 years, we will help you. After that, we will help you as well, right? But the reason why I added it into the clause, the terms and conditions, is really because I don't want someone to give up and then come back after 5 years and ask for support, right? That doesn't make sense. But if you are trying, we will help you as long as we can. We will not push you away, definitely, for sure. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. I believe all of you here are here because you believe you can. Because if you didn't believe you can, you wouldn't even have paid, right? So it's good that you guys are here and you guys are halfway there. I want you to maintain this mindset. That's it. Even when it gets tough, maintain this mindset. Believe that you can, and you're halfway there. You can. I can tell you now, everyone can code. It's just a matter of time. It's really just a matter of time. And I am a living testament of that. And with that, thank you very much. And let's see what else. Let's run through the system together, right? So I just want to take a quick moment, and let me just look at the slides. Take group photo, we've done that. Okay, Q&A. Okay, so I want to run through the system, if you guys have time, to really just show you guys, because I think some people have been asking me how to use the system. They've been struggling a little bit with it. I personally like this system a lot because I felt like it allowed me to, I don't know, centralize all of our courses here, centralize our groups, student jump starter groups, allowed me to post updates over here. But basically, the one most important tab that you should be looking at is two things only. Courses, where our stuff will be here. Coding fundamentals first, focus on this one. Front end and back end will be unlocked later. Okay. Courses is where you want to be focusing all your efforts on. Number two, it will be on events. Okay. This is where you need to pay attention. And by the way, please download the app on your phone. Okay. It's called Mighty Network. Download it on your phone so that if we chat, you get updated. If there's events, you get updated. You get notified for the events, right? So this is the session that they joined just now, right? He said he was going to leave. This is what we call the student jump starter session, where Jing Yong and Michelle did our very first session, by the way. Congrats. So thanks to both of them. They led our very first session. We are still, again, guys, I want to always just emphasize that we don't have all the answers. And feel free, guys, after this call, feel free to join their session. If you guys have the energy, feel free to join their session. They will be they'll just be building Google's homepage with Jiawei and Junhao. This will be a student jump starters, right? They'll be building it together. And our mentor Yi Chang will be inside as well to just passively support them if they're stuck. Yi Chang will not be there to teach. Okay, Yi Chang will just quietly sit on the background. If Jiawei and Junhao is going in the wrong direction, then Yi Chang will only come in and kind of guide you guys. All right. So this is open for all. It's just that you guys, anyone who joins in will just be watching, but the leaders will be Jiawei and Junhao. They will be actively, talking and leading. And again, we are still very new in this. We're still really testing the system out. Thanks to Jing Yong, people like Jing Yong, Michelle, Jiawei, Junhao. These people are very nice of them to offer to be part of the beta team to do this. If any one of you here is keen on this, preferably people who are learning full time, because then you can commit more time, you can improve faster. If anyone who's keen, please let's chat, and I would love to work with you guys, right? So the second tab, again, to really focus on is here, events. Okay, all of our events are all here. Take a look here, and always RSVP to get the link. You need to RSVP to get the link. Okay, the meeting link. And that's it. Okay, and in terms of any questions that you have, I want you guys to make it a very good habit to ask the question directly in the course first. So let's say you see the question here, right? Right, just ask it down here. Any question, any course materials or any questions that you have, let's say, we did some videos here. If you have questions, always ask it here first, because if you have the question, most likely someone else has this question as well. So just make sure that, then the admin or the mentors will answer directly here. Then, someone else don't have to ask again, right? Always ask here first, and we will solve it here. If there's anything else that we cannot solve, then only message our mentors. So we have two accounts. It's called Sigma School Mentor and Sigma School Admin. Feel free to message either of them. We are more active on the admin account, but yeah, feel free to message either of them. So you can just type here. How do you search? Okay, here. Right, admin, right? And we have, where is a mentor, right? You can just click on this and I think say hello, right? Just say hello, and then you open up a chat box and you can chat with the mentor. All right. And okay, one more thing is you can then, as a final resort, okay, you can use a schedule a call feature. If, for example, if the mentor can't seem to help you or something, schedule a call directly with them. Click on this, and here you go. You can, like I mentioned here, please make sure that you have asked your questions in the app first, right? Then you can schedule a call with a mentor and get help whenever you need. All right, so this is just our current flow. I'm always open to suggestions on how we can improve our flow, how we can improve the system, how we can make it a better experience for everybody. But this is where we are now, and this is me after tweaking the education model for the past 2 years. And I found this system to be pretty effective, and I'm hoping it will do well for you guys as well. I'm sure it will do well for you guys as well. Okay, so I think I just want to wrap up. I want to make sure we can wrap up by 10:30. So let me see if there's anything else. Okay, the groups, this will be student jump starter groups. It's private because only the invited ones will be able to join. If anyone is keen, you can either drop me a private message, or I think I should have a form over here somewhere here that gets people to sign up. There we go. become a student jump starter, look for this form, right? I explain, why we're doing this, what's the problem with today's, the industry today, what's the benefits, right? Yeah, this is the benefits. It looks good in your resume because, people hire people who can talk, right? If you're a developer, most developers today cannot talk very well. So if you're able to improve your soft skills and present yourself and, lead people, it's a very, very, very positive trait that employees really like, right? This is something for sure, right? So you'll be getting priority access to our projects. If there's any, you will be part of the team building the education system of the future. And I believe this is a model that, I don't know anyone who's doing this. Honestly, this whole Sigma school model, this whole peer-to-peer online learning model, this whole concept, I don't know who else is doing this, but I want to be able to bring this abroad to Japan, to Hong Kong, to Singapore, everywhere. And we are starting from Malaysia. And I really see this as a way to save Malaysia because Malaysia is quite screwed. Everyone good in Malaysia will be going abroad. We're quite screwed, right? And I don't know what to say, man. I mean, it's just broken. And I want to save Malaysia. And this is my little take on saving Malaysia by helping us churn out more good talents for the future. And yeah, I mean, you can take a look at this. I'm not going to run through it. Take a look. If you're interested, and sign up on this form over here. All right, it's just a Google form. So yes, I think that's it for today. I will, yep, that's it. I think that's it. So we will go back to the slides and it will be Q&A time now. Any questions, feel free to just ask. And let's wrap up. Hope to wrap up at 10:30. So don't. So it's supposed to, I drag it a bit too long, but yeah. Any questions by anyone?
Yes, I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Regarding the peer learnings, do the topic that you should, does the topic they came up with themselves or you give it to them?
Good question. The topic they come up with themselves. So they will be completely and 100% focused, and I give them total freedom on choosing the topic. So I believe Jing Yong and Michelle, they are currently learning, they're trying to decipher how to build Netflix from scratch, right? Which is a fairly intermediate topic, I would say, for a lot of people. So join in, drown a little bit. You will feel lost a bit, but join in, right? And I think, so our curriculum, okay, I'm a very big JavaScript fanboy. So everything that we do will be in JavaScript because JavaScript is king. You will learn throughout the course why JavaScript is king. It is king today. But I think Michelle and Jing Yong chose to do some stuff in Python. I don't stop them as well. It's just that, and I think Jing Yong and Michelle wanted to explore some stuff in Flutter as well, which is a very good mobile app framework. I'm not going to stop them as well, but just know that there's a limit to how much our mentor can help as well. Because if he hasn't worked with Flutter, then he wouldn't be able to contribute so much. But again, on a principle level, we will not stop it. So if you, let's say Nelson, you feel like, okay, today you want to do some free code camp algorithm challenges, go ahead and do it. And we will help as much as we can. But we won't control.
All right.
Okay, anything else? Daniel, any questions? All good? Awesome. Very good. Oliver, Hadi?
Yes, I just want to ask, for the jump starter sessions, right? What if like I want to join, but then at the time I'm busy? Is it recorded?
Okay, it is recorded, but I think it is recorded, don't worry, it is recorded. But there will be a lot, so there'll be a lot of videos to watch. So yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing as well. Sorry, one more thing. You guys can see my screen? Yeah, okay. I want you guys to also, all of you, please join in here. Yeah, Hadi, to answer your question, it will all be here. So, but again, because there's recording, I still feel you guys should join live just to experience the live exposure. It's very different because when you watch a video, right, it's good. Videos are good, right? I'm not saying it's bad. It's just the live experience is very different. So for sharing sessions, I will be updating our weekly sharing sessions here. You can watch. We have quite a few topics already. And this is the one I was talking about by Tim, how he landed his job in Singapore. And this is a very interesting one by Man. Please, all of you must watch this one. So Man is a friend of mine who landed a job. She doesn't have an IT degree. She landed her first software engineering job in UK. I think her first job was paying not very high, I think 30k pounds or 40k pounds, but a second job after 1 year was like, oh, it's a lot higher, right? Almost double. So I would say, for those of you who want to know, she's working in BlackRock, one of the biggest asset management firm in the world. BlackRock, very, very impressive. I see Daniel nodding, right? Daniel, you should know BlackRock, right? Daniel, finance guy, I'm sure you know it. Yes, so BlackRock, right? She got in there without a degree. So I want you guys to watch this. These videos are not really here teaching you how to code, but these are more mind-setting videos that are, I would argue, even more important than knowing how to code. Because if the mindset is right, you will get there. Okay, so yeah, you just watch it. And Shahidan as well is talking about Flutter. So, and this is Jing Yong's first session with Michelle. I believe I have uploaded. Oh, I haven't embedded it, but I'll embed it later. So it will usually be embedded, and I will usually take a screenshot just to show who attended and all that lah. Right, this is Jing Yong. So yeah, okay. So that's it, guys. So please join the past events one. And do I have anything else? Nope, I have nothing else. Nothing else. Okay.
So I have a question because regarding, because I remember you mentioned something about you pairing with the full-time students with the other full-time students and those who are doing part-time with the part-time, right? So
Yes.
how does that work actually? Is there like something that we should sign up for? Is it like a group or?
So that's a model that we have tried in the past where we match every single person to a partner. But one thing that I realized was that's very hard to maintain because if someone gets busy that week, then the whole partnership is affected. So one thing that we really focus on is we will handpick who will be chosen for the Student Jumpstarter program only. So for now, you will need to apply, and once we find a good match, and if we think that these two people are a good match for this, then we will put you into the Student Jumpstarter groups, and then you will need to commit for 1 month. So for 1 month, every week, that one session, you need to join in. And we encourage you to continue, but we won't force you to commit. Just commit to 1 month, and then that's good on a monthly basis.
Okay.
But again, for you guys, don't worry, because if you guys are like complete beginners, don't worry. I would say usually jump starters will be people who will have to complete at least a little bit first. So I would say you should be ready. So we will usually want people who has completed at least some HTML or some CSS. So for you to be jump starter, you need to be one module ahead of your students. You cannot be complete. I mean, you can. I wouldn't stop you, but for us to approve you to be a jump starter, we will usually look at your where are you now at your course, and we can do it by just looking at your percentage here, your completion, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but eventually for you to really pass the course, it's not just by this because that's why this is one thing that makes online videos very inefficient in my view, because a lot of people just press next, they finish the course, they get the cert, and they show employers, which kind of defeats the purpose already, right? So for us, we focus on assignments and projects, where at the end of the program, you will need to have completed a lot of the projects and the assignments, right, for you to be able to pass the complete the program, right? And which also means that you will graduate with something to show, so you can show stuff. Like everything that you're doing here as in the program are things that you can show employers and impress them. And again, guys, just to let you know as well, if you guys see any bugs or any flaws in the curriculum, I sincerely apologize, because we are still always improving it. Always improving. So just let me know if you see any issue. Like Jawe, who's running his session now, you guys will meet Jawe very soon. Very semangat guy as well. Jawe is very nice. He found like I think two bugs in the past, and he told me, and we fixed it. So it's good. So as we fix more, then we improve. So yeah, I mean, guys, it's 10:30, so I think it's time to wrap up. If there's no more questions, feel free to join in this session, right? You can just RSVP and just get a meeting link and join if you want to. If you don't want to, it's fine as well. So this jump starter sessions are not compulsory. Okay, they are not. So don't have to join if you don't want to. But it's nice if you can. But I would say these weekly sessions, okay, every Monday is for coding fundamentals. Every Monday it will be led by Yi Chiang. Okay, so please join in on the Monday ones. This will be compulsory, and this is where you can get to know Yi Chiang as well, and you will be learning a lot. Right? So yes, and then just basically be on the lookout lah on the events tab. I will be updating this a lot. All right, awesome, guys.
Derek, so now we just focus on the coding fundamentals,
Yes,
right?
correct. Forget everything else. Just focus on that. The coding fund. Oh, and by the way, you guys should have access to this as well. Okay, coding basics. If anyone doesn't have access, if it says that you have to pay for it, let me know. I'll send you the access. Okay, just PM me in my team. I'll send you the access. So coding basics basically is 90% the same as coding fundamentals, but I think there's one small different. There's this small little project. If anyone wants to do it, you can do it. Right. So yeah, that's the only difference.
The coding fundamentals, is it in your own time?
Yes, it is in your own time, doing your own time. So coding fundamentals, right? Just FYI, is we deliberately do not cover any frameworks. We really just focus on the bare bones, right? You can see advanced CSS, you can see you're building all this, right, without frameworks, without things like Tailwind CSS or Bootstrap. We deliberately did that because we know that if you master this, if you're good at this, you will be able to learn any framework in the future, right? So we deliberately did that, and we will be adding more stuff inside also. There's a lot of stuff coming in. Yeah.
Derek, this
What?
is the second batch, is it? Of Sigma School.
This is the second official batch, correct? The first one was a beta launch batch. So this, I would consider, in fact, this might even be the first batch. The one last time was a beta launch. So yeah, they are there already. Okay, and you will be meeting a lot of them as well.
I think I joined around the first batch, but
But you didn't join.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only today I joined.
No worries. You see, that's the thing. So we are quite flexible in terms of the batches. I think this is the question that I think some of you might be wondering, like, why even split batches, right? Because fundamentally it's self-paced. So the reason why I split batches is to give you guys a common ground for you to know that by fate or by luck, you guys are all in the same group together. So you guys have make some friends, some form of connection. If there's no batch, there's no connection. Does that make sense? Right? Even though you guys may not be going at the same pace, maybe Nelson will be a lot faster, or maybe Jing Yong will be a lot faster. It's fine, but at least you guys were in the same batch, and that is some form of connection for you guys. And I think for me, that's a very nice thing, really, right? So yeah, I will be uploading today's recording as well to the events tab. Sorry, to the event recording. Yep, here. Okay, cool. All right, awesome, guys. Thank you so much again for joining in. I am very happy to see you guys, and I'm hoping to work with you guys very soon. We have a lot of big plans, and we want hopefully we get to add some really interesting stuff soon. Okay, so thanks, guys. I will have to make a move as well. So thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Derek.
Bye.
All
Good
right.
night.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.